What's up, everybody? I'm Jeremy. Welcome back to Catfish Motorsports. We're going to have a quick one here for you today. We're going to look at doing windshield wiper refills on my 1962 Catalina Safari wagon here. Now, the old guys in the crowd are going to go, why do we even need this? And hey, you probably don't. But for the younger generations out there, I don't know how many people know that this is actually a thing that you can go do. And there are a lot of us who own old cars. There are, contrary to popular belief, there are plenty of people 45 and younger who are into and own and drive old cars. So this is for you guys. This is for the Nintendo generation. Because I'm 40 years old and I've never actually done this before. My whole life, anytime that we needed to do a wiper change, which I've done many, we would just go down to our local AutoZone and you get something like this. It's a complete wiper blade assembly. The most complicated thing about it is maybe you got to use an adapter for your particular arm, but you slap this thing in and put it on and you're good to go. That wasn't always the case. When old girls like this were new, your wiper blade maintenance generally consisted of keeping your actual arm assembly, whatever you want to call this, and only replacing the rubber wiper part with a refill. Now, if you just go down to AutoZone, etc., you might still be able to find a few of these, but the wiper aisle is going to be dominated with those other assemblies that I showed you. And then maybe if you get lucky at the end, there'll be a few simple refills. So I actually worked really hard on this to get the wiper transmission unfrozen and get a motor unfrozen and working. I had to go kind of cannibalize one from another car to get it to work, but we proved that it worked. Problem was my actual rubber wiper blade is non-existent. That's completely flat. Whereas when we look at our fresh refill here, you see that it still has its wiper area. Nice teardrop shape on that guy. Now, a note on your vintage arms here. You're going to be dominated by two types. You're going to have Trico, which is what these are, and you're also going to have Anco arms. When I was looking, and to be honest, I didn't look really hard because I found what I needed right away, but I found out that they do make wiper blade refills, and I bought these from Summit for both of those style of wiper arms. So you just kind of have to figure out what you have. Mine say Trico right on these, so I kind of knew what I was getting into already. So this is a 15-inch arm. This is a 15-inch refill. For reference, this is part number 3819074. It's a wiper blade insert for a Trico 15-inch blade by OER, who makes a ton of reproduction, repop parts, especially for GM vehicles. Their quality is kind of all over the map. They also do make, I don't know if it's OER or if it's Trico directly, but you can buy this entire assembly, and it's not crazy expensive, but it was still like $25 a piece. So $50 versus I think these were 11. So like less than half of the price. And to be honest, I have aftermarket wiper blades on my 67 Firebird over there, and I hate them. They're absolute trash. So I thought, let's try a different direction and just keep our original Made in America arm and just go with the likely Chinesium refill blade here. And to be fair, to manage expectations, wiper technology has come a long, long way in the last 40, 50 years. Like this El Cheapo blade that I have here, it's a heavy beam style. This is significantly better than one of these guys here. It just is. There's no arguing. These new heavy-duty beams are great. I've long thought if somebody could figure out a way to adapt, a blade like this and come up with an adapter to use on these, they would sell. The problem is, even if you did get it on there, they look like eyesores. They don't look like they fit. If you're a repro company out there thinking about making a better wiper blade for a classic car, not only would you have to make it functional like a modern blade, but you would also have to go out of your way to make it look somewhat like it fit. Future Jeremy here for a second. I've got a new camera and I lost a little bit of footage. I must have just been standing in front of the camera talking about how to take this thing apart while I never actually pressed record. Now, spoiler alert, this all works. Those wiper refills are installed, but they were enough of a bear to get in that I didn't want to take them all back apart just to show you how to do this. Luckily, I've got a parts car outside that has the exact same style wiper blade, very slightly different, but still a Trico style refill blade, and it'll work exactly the same. So to get these off, you just need one tool, a pair of needle nose pliers. I'll show you a close-up, but basically the way this works is there's two little teeth on one side of this. You're going to squeeze those together and then slide your blade out. Once you're past the point where those teeth mesh in, you just pull it out. Now, the one thing I'll note, especially if they've been in a long time, like these have probably been in since the 60s or 80s, something like that, I do recommend throwing a little bit of WD-40 PB Blaster or something along just to help it in case it's kind of worn in place from time. There we go. They can be a little stubborn to get started. So again, especially if they've just sat for a long time. But once you get past that initial point, it's just going to slide right out. So there you go. Removal is really easy. Now on my other arms, I went in after I got it out and just cleaned this up a little bit. Install with your new refill is going to go the exact same way. You're just going to start from the opposite end. You can see that you've got tracks. You're going to slide the tracks into the groove on your refill. Now, as you'll see with these OER Repros, they have a rib design instead of this flat back plastic. Now, because it's metal, that actually might be a process improvement. I don't know. Maybe it holds its shape better. But it did make it kind of tough to install. It works. I did it. If I did it, you can do it. But you do have to sit there and fiddle with it for a while. Stick with it. You can get them in, and you'll have fresh wiper blades. Back to old me. So it seems like these individual ribs on the back here, and this might be an OER Chinesium reproduction thing where, they don't always fit as well as they should. It could be that it's just not produced to as tight of manufacturing specs as it should, and some of the spines are a little bit too big. I mean, it's going there. We're going to get it. It's just not going as smooth as I would like. I said, if we can get it this far, we can get it the whole way. You just got to sit here and wiggle and fight until it gets past, and it is kind of frustrating, to be honest. I have a love-hate relationship with OER. It's nice that the parts are available, but it is kind of frustrating when those reproduction replacement parts don't always fit as smoothly as you want them to. But I'd rather have them than not. All right, well, that was an exercise in frustration. It took me, probably 10 minutes longer than I thought it was going to do that, meaning I thought it was going to take about 30 seconds, and it took about 10 minutes. But there you go. We're all the way in. Our little teeth that we had to remove with our pliers on the old one are clipped into place. Now I'm going to put this one back on the arm, do the other one real quick. Hopefully it goes easier, probably won't. And then we're going to test these suckers. This is always kind of an adventure. These things are so fine splined, trying to get them lined up well. We're going to do the best we can. Probably won't get it right the first time. I'll probably end up out here adjusting at some point. There's one on. I'm not going to bother to try to fight it all the way down because I might have to pull it off anyway. Maybe this is an operator error if I don't put this one above or below, not sure. We're going to start with it below and see what that looks like. All right, let's test these bad boys out. So here's what we're going to do. So it's going to give something visual that you guys can see. I'm going to spray glass cleaner all over this. So you're going to be able to tell if this works or not. Key on. I think this is the wiper switch. There it comes. Just because it was dry. And this is pretty common. These wiper motors aren't the strongest after like 60 years. So we cranked up the car. I'm not gonna leave it running for very long because the garage is closed. So we're getting 14 volts to that motor. It ran a little stronger. Now they're running nice and smooth. And we can drive in the rain if we wanted to. And even a little bit more of a bonus, when I turned the key off, they did go to the off position. These aren't lined up the best. This one should probably be a little bit higher. I'll definitely fix that later. I know most of us, if we know it's going to rain, we don't drive our 70, 60-year-old cars. You drive something else, got ABS, etc. But you also don't want to be wringing your hands like, oh no, what happens if it rains when we're out in the old car? Well, you turn your wipers on. That's what you do. It's not that big a deal. You do the same thing you would if you were driving a 2024. Turn the wipers on. Now, we can do that. And you can too. Maybe you knew this was available. Maybe you didn't. You don't have to spend money on brand new entire wiper arms like I did with the other car because I didn't know this was available. We saved a little bit of money, frustrated ourselves a little bit with a little more time spent than we wanted to. But at the end of the day, mission successful. I want to thank everybody for watching. Maybe you learned something. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you just got to laugh at me struggling for a while to install a wiper refill. Either way, please like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.